welcome back. It is Ray Michaels here with Total News Nation and Grassroots 50. I'm here with John Parigi.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you?
I'm doing wonderful,
Thank
sir.
you so
Thank
much, and congratulations. I see the sash. Was it the swimsuit competition?
Yeah, and I lost.
And you lost. So, John, you were working with a lot of the J6ers
Yes,
that
sir.
hopefully, we got our fingers crossed, Donald J. Trump will be releasing.
Yes, sir.
But it's not a simple, hey, go home, thank you for being here. I mean, number one, they should never have been in there.
Yes, sir.
And I think they're going to go through that whole January 6th committee, hopefully with a fine-tooth comb, and get down to the bottom of this. But some of them who have been in there, their families have turned away from them.
Yes, sir.
And when they open the door and say, okay, you can go home, they're not supplying them with any necessities.
They won't have a phone. They won't have a credit card. They won't have an ID. They won't have any cash. They will be turned loose with nothing more than the sandals on their feet on a January night, because they have to be released by midnight that night that Trump pardons them, and the clothes that they have on in prison.
So they're basically setting them up for a disaster.
They cannot get a hotel room. They cannot get an Uber. They can't get anything. You have to have an ID and a credit card to get a hotel room.
Now, what about their personal effects that when they were arrested?
They don't keep those.
They don't keep those?
No, they're put out without that in the federal prison system.
Wow.
So what we're doing is we are American Patriot Relief at AmericanPatriotRelief.org is coming together with the coalition of January 6 groups from across the country. All the major ones are coming together with us. Stop Hate, Condemn USA, American Gulag Chronicles, A Road Home, and we're doing everything we can to help bring these people home with integrity. We have less than 20 business days until they're kicked out, and we have to organize. And so the name of this project is Freedom's Possessive Ambassadors Project, because what we're doing is we're asking people to come together to be ambassadors to help us bring them home. It's too big. They're scattered all over the country. We have people in Alaska to Florida. We have people in California. We have people in Washington State to New York City. They're all over the country in hundreds of different prisons. What we're asking to do is asking people to come together. We're asking people to do three things for us. We want them to be ambassadors, to come in and tell us what skill sets they can bring to the table. Because once we get them home, once we get them out of the prison, once we get them to a place of safety, and that's very important to get them to a place of safety, that we need to be able to start training them. We're working with education for them on how to create resumes, how to interview properly, how to if there may be a new job skill set that they need and or want to do, working with that, giving them housing. We're building tiny houses at a road home down at Full Moon in Fredericksburg, Texas. We're doing all sorts of things trying to get these people together. So I'm asking people for that. The second thing I'm asking for is their networks, because this is going to be a very expensive project. If 300 of them are released from the prison system and from the thing stuck to me, from the prison systems and from the halfway houses, and we give every one of them a $500 check, that's over $150,000. Now, that's not a lot of money for a billionaire. But for the average person, that's a lot of money to come up with. And we're trying to come up with more than that, because $500 won't get them a set of clothes to wear other than a prison outfit. It won't get them the soap and the hairspray and all the stuff they need. So when they get to meet their family, if their family comes
and a way home,
and they get an Uber ride and get a hotel, that's not enough money for that. So we need a lot more than that.
Well, but these are all over the country. They're not necessarily in the town that they are going home to.
They're not. So we have people that are going to drive to get them and bring them home. We actually have a couple of private jet pilots who have their own jets who are going to go to D.C. and be there on the 20th and 21st of January to pick them up and bring them home, so they don't have to deal with the 4S's and the quad S's and go through TSA and get humiliated more in public, because they've already been attacked. We don't need to do that to them anymore.
Wow. So how can people participate? Give us your website again.
AmericanPatriotRelief.org.
All right. And you've been around for how long?
We've been around since 2021. We started because we saw that there wasn't a way to people didn't know how to respond to what was coming at us, the thing that was happening with the government, being arrested, being attacked. And so we are an organization that's 100% volunteer. Our financials are listed on the website. We not if anybody takes a penny for anything. We don't get reimbursed for being here. Traveling here is on our own nickel. Everything that's paid for is paid for by us. All the money that's given to us goes directly to help January Sixers.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anytime you deal with an organization, you always worry, where do the funding goes? You know, how much per dollar that I give is actually going to help the people in need? And you said it was 87 cents on the dollar?
87 cents on every dollar. And the reason why it's not 100 cents on the dollar is
well, there's cost. You have to hire attorneys, you have to hire accountants, you have to hire all these people.
We have a CPA firm that does our reporting for us. We have
a website costs, you know.
Yeah. All
Wow.
that sort of stuff.
That's amazing. Well, this is John. We highly recommend you going to the website. Find out a little bit more. These people, these are regular citizens just like you that maybe we're down there praying. Maybe we're down there just to be part of that event. And they were all rounded up, whether they went inside or not. It was guilty by association. And now they've spent how much? Almost 2 years?
Yeah, some of them 4 years. Some of them were arrested immediately and are still in, and some don't have charges. You know, the people who went there, they went there for a reason. They went there because they were practicing their God-given, constitutionally endorsed rights of freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of redress. That's all they were doing. Many of them, people say they went there for Donald Trump. Many of them went there because of that, because they saw that something was wrong. That's why we went there. Right. I was there also. And so that we went there because of that. We didn't go because of Donald Trump, although we liked Donald Trump. He wasn't the primary reason. The primary reason was we knew that the elections had problems, and we wanted that researched. Yeah. So they did that. Then once they went there, what happened? The government started attacking them. We need to stand up for these people and help them. And so what I'm asking the government to do, I'm asking the government to do three things. The first thing I'm asking the government to do is I want the government to issue a day of proclamation that states exactly what I just said to you, that they were good people, they were just and honest and fair and doing their constitutional patriotic right and duty to protest, to come there and express their opinions about what they thought and to try to get that changed if there was a problem with it. So that's number one. The second thing I want them to do is I want the state and federal governments to have their governors write a letter to each of them, a certificate that says that they weren't dishonest, they were honest people, they were just people, and put those three things that I said that they were doing, put that in that letter so that when people go to try to get a job and they look on the internet and say, oh, look at all this terrible stuff you did.
Right.
And they said, no. I didn't do that. That's a lie. Here's what the federal government and the state government says I did.
Right.
And so that'll help them get a job because they're all having a hard time getting jobs because of that. And the last thing I want it done is I want it done at the state capitol and the federal capitol. I want this put on news. I want all the major news stations to be there because we need to get the truth of what happened out there.
Well, from your lips to Donald Trump's ears, President Trump is going to be out there. He's going to be listening. We wish you the very, very best.
Thank you.
Check out the website. This is John, and we appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we really do.
God bless you for giving us this platform.
No, absolutely. Thanks for coming out. We are here at AmericaFest 2024. It's Total News Nation and Grassroots 50. I'm Ray Michaels, and until next time, we'll see you real soon.